offer to different segments on your list, on your website. Okay, so depending on which category someone's looking at, they will see a different version of your offer. They will see a different presentation of that offer. This will take a bit more time, but the potential payoff is very large, it's very high. So it's really worth doing. That's the next step. So at this point, you're already growing your mailing list. You're already testing stuff for effectiveness. And while you work on this, your list is growing. The next step is to test different offers. All right. At this point, you're starting to look at the most important categories on your website, and you're starting to look at the highest traffic posts on your website, and you start creating content upgrades for your highest traffic posts, and you're starting to create specific offers for specific categories on your website. This, of course, can be quite time consuming, right? Because we're talking about making 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 different opt-in incentives, okay? This takes a lot of time, but the payoff is huge. Okay, this will build your list like nothing else. And again, if you follow this exact strategy, at this point, while you're working on this stuff, your list is already growing. Your split tests are running. You're starting to eliminate the losing forms. Your list isn't just growing, but the rate at which it's growing is increasing. Okay. And then once you've done that, you tweak the forms you tweak the winning forms, and you repeat this same formula. Like once you get this going, that's actually not that much effort, right? So once you've tested a bunch of different offers, you take the winning one and you test a bit of, so the kind of thing, you think about it like this, right? You test different offers, and here you will see differences in conversion rate of maybe even hundreds of percent. So like one offer is 5 times more effective than the other offer. So now you've found this huge winner of an offer, and you start tweaking the headline, you start tweaking the button text and stuff to get another 5 or 10% bump in conversion rate. And that is very low investment, and it still pays off. So that's the last thing we do in this strategy. So this might look simple, but this can literally, if you actually follow this, and I know that you know how it is, right? In the online marketing space, very few people actually take action. But I know for a fact, because I've coached people through this, and our customers have done this, some of them. If you follow this actual strategy, this is absolutely amazing. Like this is a business transforming strategy. And I'm not very good at the hype thing, but just imagine that I'm like presenting this with the kind of hype that it actually deserves, because this can absolutely change the way you run your business and the way you build your audience. All right, so that is the 3-step plan. Those are the 3 highest leverage things you can do right away, okay, to grow your list faster. 1, relevance. Number 2, testing. And number 3, rapid implementation, following the rapid implementation strategy. All right, so now that's kind of an overview of the next generation list building strategy content that I have. And I also want to hear about Justin's 85% conversion rate story, because I actually haven't heard this one yet. So I'm really looking forward to this as well.
I have loved this webinar content. I mean, this has been even better than I thought it was going to be. I knew what stuff you were going to cover, but you covered stuff that I hadn't even heard about yet. So I'm like a kid in the candy shop as well right now, and all the comments have been as well. All right, without further ado, my 85% conversion rate, it was essentially the content upgrade trick, but what I had done differently is the article had multiple steps. So they would go to the article, and it would be like page 1. They'd start reading. They'd get, I'd leave a hook at the end, and it would say, continue. And then they'd go to page 2, and it would say continue. At page 3, it would say continue. And then finally, page 4, it would say, what did I say? There was a kit that I was offering. So basically, all the tactics or strategies, whatever, that I just told them about, it was along the lines of, I wish I still had the website up. I just don't sell the product anymore. It was, for anybody who's followed me for a while, it was the one that I had up over at clientgettingsystems.com. It's not up anymore. I wish I could show it to you. But on page 4, I offered them a kit that was allowing them to do all the tactics that I had just talked about, very much like we're kind of doing in this webinar right now, where we've just talked about all these great things that you can do, and now you're going to show them like the tools that make it possible for them to actually do this, instead of them going out there and having to create them all themselves. it's a strategy that anybody can do in any market. In the recipe market, it's done very, very often. In essentially every single blog post, they tell you, they show you a picture of the food that you're going to create, and here's how you're going to create it. And then at the bottom of the blog post, if you offered the content upgrade a little, and especially if you use the two-step opt-in where it said, click here to download the recipe, or click here to download the printable version, whatever. That's how I got the really high conversion rate. It blew my mind. And I think the only thing that I did that was different is by having it multiple pages, and there was not a blog layout. There was no sidebar, so all distractions were gone. They were just engrossed into this article, and then they got very deep into it. Not everybody made it to page 4, but the people who did make it to page 4, 85% of them took that kit that I was offering them, because it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you had gotten that far into the offer, and now I'm offering you the very tools that you can do what I just talked to you about, who wouldn't take that offer? So that's something anybody can do in any market. You just have to think of a recipe that goes along with your market. It could be abs in the fitness space. It could be, a woodworking project in the woodworking market. You just have to apply this. Here's, step-by-step how you do this, and then offer them a kit at the end that gives them, maybe the spreadsheets, checklists, mind maps, flow charts, I don't know, whatever it is that helps them implement that strategy you just gave them, and you will see conversion rates that will blow your mind if you do that.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. So you're basically, it's kind of the same principle as a multiple step opt-in, right? Where you're exploiting this commitment bias, because if someone's 4 pages deep into a thing, then they've come this far, and they're not going to let an opt-in form stop them from taking that final step. Whereas if it's the first thing they see, they're much more likely to go, well, I'm not sure about this. So that's a great example of how to kind of exploit the commitment bias, or the commitment we build as we get deeper into something. So that's really awesome. So okay, now everything I talked about and all the stuff I showed you was based on a plugin that we created for WordPress called Thrive Leads. Now, like I said, I'm basically going to present you an offer that we're making today. You can use these strategies, or you can try using these strategies any way you want, right? I mean, you can custom code this stuff. You can use whatever tools that you already use to try and reproduce some of this stuff. In my experience, it's quite difficult, and that's one of the reasons why we created Thrive Leads, because I was seeing all this cutting edge stuff happening, and the only way to do this kind of stuff, the only way to make a multiple choice opt-in for a long time was to custom code it, right? Or to maybe get, what's it called, like Bounce Exchange or something for $8,000 a month or something like that. And I thought, I don't want to have to pay a programmer every time I set one of these things up. And I want to give people the chance to really do the cutting edge stuff without breaking the bank. And that's why we created Thrive Leads. So Thrive Leads is basically a plugin that is built to make it as easy and effective as possible to grow your mailing list as fast as possible. And so, as you can probably tell from my presentation, I'm very much into list building. And this is kind of my dream tool, right? This is the tool that I've always wanted. I had to build it myself. And we had a quick look at it before. So the thing I showed you in my browser, this here is Thrive Leads. So as you saw, so basically this is what it looks like, right? And what you can do is, in this editor, first of all, you have a choice of templates. So you can choose among many, many different templates. And again, I apologize for the slow browsing experience. And also sorry about the technical issues we had before. Apparently GoToWebinar was, I don't even know which parts, worked for you and which didn't. So I don't know how bad it was. I just kept going, hoping that you'd still hear me. But anyway, so here you can see we have a ton of templates we can use, that are just like nice pre-designed templates. And of course, we also have multi-step templates. And these are, these are the inline ones. So right here, we only have 3 multi-step templates, right? This is one, by the way, a self-segmentation one, right? And depending on what form type you choose, and I'll show you a bit more about that later, depending on what form type you choose, you will also see different sets of templates. So we have more templates than you just saw there. But yeah, this is an example of a form where we have 3 choices, right? Where basically what you're saying is, and actually, one of the things, it looks a bit weird here. So one of the things we could do is we could change that overlay color. So let me see. Oh no, that's the background color. Well, that's fine too. Anyway, so basically you can change, all the aspects and colors and so on of every form or of every design you use. And in this case, this would show up, and this basically, you're offering 3 different guides, right? You have 3 different offers. And this is the self-segmentation thing, right? Where people segment themselves and then they opt in to the thing that interests them the most. So the people in your audience are kind of automatically separating onto relevant targeted mailing lists, right? And then another thing we can do, let me just load a simpler template, maybe one of these multi-step ones. So a few really powerful things you can do. First of all, you maybe see this editor, right? The way it works is this is just a visual editor. So the thing you're looking at here looks exactly like the opt-in form on the front end of your site. And if you want to change something, you just click on it, right? So I click on the image and I can resize the image and I can change the alignment of the image, stuff like that. It is also drag and drop. So if I want to take this text and place it here, it's just drag and drop, right? It's all very simple. If I want to change the text, all I do is I click on the text and I can start editing, right? I can do my edits. I can change the color. I can create custom colors for everything. I can, click on this and change the background color, add a background pattern, change just all kinds of stuff, right? I can click on the button, change the button text, change the button color. All of this stuff is just as simple as it can possibly be, right? With just point and click. Now, the way it works here, what you can see here is this is like the default state, right? And then we have other states. So we can say if someone clicks on the Tell Me More button, load state number 1. This is what state number 1 looks like. This is our opt-in form. Now, here are 2 cool things you can do. First of all, you can add as many states as you want, and you can link them together any way you want. So if I say, create a new state here, it will just clone the original state, and then I can start editing, right? And that means you can even do like mini quiz style opt-in forms, right? Where someone clicks through. So if you want to emulate this 85% opt-in strategy, you can create a form where someone doesn't just click on one thing, but where you ask them several questions and they click through several states in the form before you show the opt-in form, right? So that's something you can do. Another powerful thing is you can make an already subscribed state, okay? And in the already subscribed state, here you determine what you want to show to people who've already signed up, and you can show them a different offer. So for example, these people are already on your mailing list. So instead of an opt-in form, you might want to, just add like a button and, change the image, change all of this stuff about the offer, obviously. So, I might almost turn this like into a mini sales page, right? I'm going to move this stuff outside of the columns and get rid of the columns. And then you have an add to cart button, where again, we can do all kinds of stuff to style this, where you can say, hey, you're a subscriber of this kind of thing. Here's my premium product. Click here to buy it, right? So that people who are not on your list yet see your opt-in offer, and people who are on your list see a different offer, right? That's another like really powerful thing you can do. And so, yeah, this is Thrive Leads. You can, we have this stuff here. You can create ribbon forms, lightbox forms, widget forms, post footer forms, slide-in forms, in-content forms, screen filler lightboxes. You can manually PHP insert forms anywhere if you're a programmer. You can create different lead groups with different targeting rules. So for each form you create, you can define exactly which pages, posts, categories, page templates, post types, archive pages, and so on they show up on. And you have inclusion and exclusion rules, which means there's absolutely no targeting that you can't do, right? You can determine exactly where which form shows. And this is the relevance thing, right? you can make your targeting here ultra relevant. And that's very, very powerful. Then you can also create short codes. So that's basically lead forms that you can insert anywhere inside your posts, inline forms. You can create two-step lightboxes and content locks. And you can do all kinds of stuff like determine, do you want to display this at all? Do you want to display it on mobile devices? You can display it only on desktop or on mobile and desktop at the same time. And you can test absolutely everything. So you can test different form designs against each other. You can even test different form types against each other. So you can test a lightbox against a slide-in against a screen filler. Okay, there's no other WordPress plugin that lets you do this test. You can test different triggers, different appearance animations, all kinds of stuff. Absolutely everything you can set here, you can test against each other. And our users have discovered some really cool stuff, because this was, is for most people the first time that they can just easily create a test. And let me show you. So here's a test that we're currently running for this lightbox. And here we can see, let me see, what are we testing here? Okay, this is exit intent after 10 seconds or when the user, so this is different triggers, right? Either show it on exit intent, show it after 10 seconds, or show it when the user reaches the end of the content. And as you can see right here, the winning setting right now is 10 seconds, right? And once we've gathered enough data here, we'll do some different tests, like with the instant loading, like I talked about, and test some different animations. And you have a full report showing the conversion rates. This is also the only, I think this is the only split testing plugin at all. The only list building plugin with a split testing feature that actually gives you the full breakdown here. So we measure conversions correctly. We give you the candlestick charts. We measure the relevance correctly. We have automatic winner settings, so you can determine exactly when we should, auto select a winner, or you can manually select a winner. And if you ask a statistician, and they have a look at some of the other list building tools for WordPress that have split testing, they can poke holes into what these tools do all day long. This here is solid. This is real split testing. This gives you the real answers, okay? This was built by pros. So that is a look at Thrive Leads, and quite simply, look, this is the most badass list building tool that you have ever seen for WordPress. Trust me, I've tried them all.
I absolutely agree with you, and I'm so happy to see the comments that are coming through, because everybody, because the whole industry kind of adopts certain tools, everybody kind of migrates to those tools. And when I'm saying, hey, you guys should be using this other tool instead, sometimes that's like a salmon swimming upstream. I'm so happy to see that other people are really seeing the light. Some of the comments that are coming through are game changer. Wow, this is amazing. This is ninja. So I'm just really glad that other people are seeing what I see and what you see, and it's obvious how much passion you have for this product. A couple of quick, techie questions. Yep. Does this integrate with Infusionsoft?
Yes. Well, right now we have to fix something. Infusionsoft API is horrible. But what you can do is you can use Infusionsoft right now, because you can use the HTML form integration. So let me because I messed around with this template quite a lot. Let me load a new template here. So what you do is, if you want to connect this to your mailing list, right, you click on Connect with Service, and you can either create you can basically just paste an HTML form in here, and we support everything, multiple fields, email only, name, email, zip code, phone number, you name it, right? We also support drop-down menus and radio buttons and checkboxes, so you can have really advanced lead generation forms in here if you want, okay? So that's one thing you can do. You just get the HTML form code from your autoresponder, you paste it in here, done. The other thing you can do is you can, let me go back. Here we go. You can use the API connection. And so I've set this up for Infusionsoft, and we also support Aweber, GetResponse, GoToWebinar, a whole bunch of others. I don't even know all of them. MailChimp, obviously, all of the most popular ones we also have API connections for, okay? And so you can use that. And in some cases, the API connection is a bit easier to set up. And for example, I think with MailChimp, you can only have a custom thank you page if you use the API connection. And that's something you can set up here. We also have, by the way, inline form validation, okay? So what you can do is, you can say, okay, this field here is an email address field. If someone enters something that clearly isn't an email address, it will show an inline error message and it won't let them submit the form. And that, saves on getting like junk leads and stuff like that.
So it integrates with just about all of them. And if you don't have an integration with one, you can always just drop an HTML form in there and it'll work, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So technically it works with all of them, but you have direct API connections with most of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, awesome. I know that some people are already leaving. They're already like so sold on Thrive Themes and Thrive Leads that they're leaving before they've even seen the discount. You guys should stay in. There's a pretty good offer here that's going to be made. The other question that somebody was asking, is there any known issues with other plugins? I know that's really hard to answer because there's thousands and thousands of themes and plugins, but any of the popular ones?
Yeah, no. So, when there is an issue with a popular plugin, we fix it. Thrive Leads is currently running on about 10,000 sites, or actually, no, it's being used by about 10,000 people on, I don't know how many sites actually, but more than 10,000. And it's working for them. So, this is not a new plugin. It's not very new anyway. And, we have a large team of people who are working on this and who fix bugs when they come up and who fix issues when they come up. So this is already working for thousands upon thousands of people. And there certainly won't be anything where, you've installed the Yoast SEO plugin and that's why it doesn't work. Like that's not going to happen.
And I can attest to the speed of you guys fixing issues because issues do pop up. I mean, there are just so many thousands of WordPress themes and plugins and every person user errors, and it's just impossible to be 100% bulletproof. But whenever there's been an issue, I jump into the forum. Most times it's already been solved, and I just follow the recipe in the forum, or you guys answer the forum post. I mean, within hours. It's crazy. I don't even know how many people you have working for you, but you guys are able to respond incredibly fast. I love it. I really, it's one thing to have a great product. It's another thing to have amazing customer support, and you've done it both. And I'm becoming like a schoolboy raving right now.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah.
Let's jump into the discount because some people are starting to leave, and then we can answer a couple more questions.
All right. So let me just quickly run through this so Thrive Leads, it does everything we talked about, right? You can build your light boxes, screen fillers, widgets, ribbons, two-step opt-ins, multi-step, multiple choice, quiz style opt-ins. You have pre-designed templates. We have specifically made for rapid implementation style list building. We have templates made for that. It is the easiest and most advanced A/B testing you've ever seen. Please compare Thrive Leads to the competition. That's the best thing you can do for us, right? Because if you do just a fair, objective comparison, we always come out on top, right? Anything any competing plugin does, we do better. I guarantee it. So now you can get Thrive Leads and you can get it right now, and I'm going to show you how. But first, I want to talk about the Thrive membership, because Thrive Themes, as the name implies, we don't only do plugins, right? With Thrive Themes, we build conversion-focused WordPress themes and plugins. And I want to quickly talk about the Thrive membership, because the way the Thrive membership works is that you get a bundle access to our stuff. For example, that includes Thrive themes, okay? The actual themes, you get access to a bunch of conversion-focused WordPress themes, okay? That means you get access to, right now, as I'm recording this, it's 10 themes. You get 10 themes that are all like streamlined for conversions, okay? So that's kind of to build a blog that actually turns your readers into subscribers. That's the kind of thing. Or to build an awesome marketing website, a site with sales pages and stuff like that. Or to build an e-commerce store, or to build any other kind of truly conversion-focused site. That's the focus of these themes, right? And you get access to 10 premium themes, all of them totally badass, full of kick-ass features. I could talk about, the features in here for hours. I don't want to do that. One thing I want to mention is the speed factor. That applies to our themes as well as every product we make. Speed is an extremely important conversion factor, right? How long it takes for pages to load, very important. And we build that into every one of our products. If you use a Thrive theme, every image you upload is an optional feature, but I recommend using it. Every image you upload will automatically be compressed using the web's best image compression service to save on file size to reduce loading speeds. That's just one of that's one of about a million things we've built into the themes to make them faster. We have super lean code, right? As a comparison, I created a very simple page, like an empty page, basically. If you look at it in one of our themes called Focus Blog, the entire page, if you look at the source code, is 314 lines of code. Okay. If you look at the same page in, I'm not going to name names, but one of the best-selling themes for WordPress, the same page is 1,600 lines of code. Okay. And so that's just one example of how focused we are on keeping things lean and fast. And if you're wondering, well, does that really matter? Here's an example from one of our customers who switched his website. All he did was switch from his premium theme that he was using before to a Thrive theme. Here's what happened. His average page load time, as reported by Google, went down from 15 seconds to 1.5 seconds. And his traffic went up by 11.6%. So basically just the switch of themes, right? Google saw, oh, this website is really fast now. I'm going to send you more traffic. Okay. That's the kind of difference it can make. Not even to mention the huge difference it can make on your conversion rates, right? Conversion rates go up as your speed increases. It also includes, the membership also includes Thrive Content Builder. Thrive Content Builder is another plugin we created. It is the fastest and most intuitive drag and drop editor for WordPress. Okay, it gives you a visual interface to edit your posts and pages, to build layouts, and so on. We've already briefly seen it in the editor I showed before. It's a click to edit kind of editor. It's super fast. It's super intuitive. It lets you build mobile responsive column layouts. It lets you create, it has pre-designed elements for testimonials, content boxes, guarantee forms. You can make customizable buttons. You can have automatic tables of content at the top of large blog posts. And it's just packed with conversion features. So it's just packed with features that increase your conversions. Stuff like quick click-to-tweet elements and just all kinds of stuff, all built into the best editor you've ever used. It also includes, we're still talking about the Thrive membership, right? The Thrive membership also includes Thrive landing pages. Thrive landing pages is the best way to publish, optimized landing pages, conversion optimized landing pages on WordPress. So we've got, and basically what you get is you get landing pages plus you get strategy. So I'll briefly explain what that means. But first of all, as an example, we have opt-in pages or squeeze pages, obviously. We have many different squeeze page templates. We've got two-step opt-in pages. We've got email confirmation pages. That's a very important page that's often forgotten, right? Conversion optimized email confirmation pages. We've got download pages. And again, we've got many different styles of conversion optimized download pages. We've got coming soon page templates. We've got webinar opt-in templates. We've got many different homepage, sales page templates, I should say. Different sales page templates, video sales page templates, and actually a whole bunch more. But this is more than just a bunch of landing pages. You get landing pages plus strategy. So for example, we have sales page templates where the template itself is a tutorial for how to use the sales page. So in the template itself, you see the instructions for how to use this template to build an effective sales page. We have another one that's specifically made for beginners, like a very simple, fast to build sales page. We have a set of templates that are built around a video course email marketing strategy that we've tested that works really well. And we teach you how to do that, right? We teach you how to do this strategy using our templates. We've got the personal branding email strategy, which is a super powerful email marketing strategy that very few people use. We've got that. We teach you how to do it. We give you the templates for it. We've got the so-called double whammy webinar registration strategy and a set of templates for that, and so on. And the way it works is just like you saw this editor here. On a normal WordPress page, right, you open your editor and you have the same kind of thing. So instead of loading an opt-in form, you have a selection of landing pages to pick from, right? And I can say, okay, let's say I want to, have a book to sell. So I make this book sales page template. That's what I choose. And it loads that template. And like I said, usually, it's pre-designed, it's conversion optimized. It's basically the collaborative work of a designer and a conversion expert creates these pages. And it's very easy for you to just, replace the text bits with your own text, change the images, replace the icons with your own icons and so on, and customize this in your own way. Plus, you can do, the editor gives you total freedom. So it's not just that I can edit this text. I can also move this text somewhere else. I can, if I don't want this to be inside columns, I can move it outside of the columns. I can change absolutely everything. I can change the background color. You can change everything on this page, right? You have total freedom. You can also insert your own elements, right? If you want a new image somewhere inside this page, you can insert your own element. You have total freedom inside these pages, right?
Shane, they're practically begging for the link.
All right.
They're literally sending me. They're like, "Oh my God, just give me the link already."
All right. So that's included, right? It also includes Thrive Leads, the thing we talked about. So the list building plugin is also included in the Thrive membership. It also includes new themes and new plugins that we create. So if you're a member, you just get new stuff at no extra cost, all right? So people who were existing members, at one point they just got an email saying, hey, here's the best opt-in plugin you've ever seen. Download it now. Doesn't cost anything extra. And, as Justin already mentioned, we have a lot of support. We have a huge, an amazing support team. We have tutorials. We help you out. So you get all this stuff, right? You get all the themes, 10 themes. You get Thrive landing pages. You get Thrive Content Builder. You get Thrive Leads. You get Thrive Clever Widgets. I haven't even mentioned that yet. Right now, there's 14 products in this bundle, right? Now, if I was doing this right, a reasonable price for this would probably be like $1,400, right? $100 per amazing plugin. That would be pretty reasonable. Then we could say, oh, we're doing a webinar special. We knocked the price down to $997. That's like a very internet marketing price, isn't it? And that's probably what I should do here. But unfortunately, that's not what we're doing. Or fortunately for you, I guess, that's not what we're doing. You can get the Thrive membership right now. You go to this link and you get a special offer that is really, really kind of ridiculous. You go to iamscalable.com/blog/Thrive-deal. All right.
If you'd like to learn more about how to use paid traffic and analytics to scale your business, subscribe to the AdSkills channel so you'll be notified every time new content is released. If you'd like to learn more about the topic we just discussed, check out the related video we're posting right now.